Whereabouts in China are you, Luke?
Jiangsu, Nantong. That's right, James. Making Nantong famous today, at least. You'll all know about it then.
Is that a Leeds accent that I detect?
Yeah, it is. Welcome to Yorkshire abroad.
Well, I don't know why. Possibly a little bit of low-level snobbery on my part. I wasn't expecting to hear my dad's accent on the other end of the phone when we crossed live to China. What's going on, Luke? What is the latest? And I'm glad you're in good spirits, but it can't be much fun.
Well, I mean, you have ups and downs. I'm taking it day to day. Like, just imagine the whole of England is just shut down. Like, you want to take your National Express to go home to see your family. You just cannot. That's all stopped. There's selected fast trains running. You can take a plane, but you imagine the vast majority of Chinese people can't afford these planes.
Right.
So, I mean, we can take it back to where it started, like the day just before Chinese New Year.
Yes.
Everybody's gone home, so always the cities go dead, right? So after that, it goes a few days, and then people start coming back to where they are, where they're from, to start work again, which was supposed to be today. Now, the government has said, right, nobody is to work until the 10th. So there's another 10 days. Everybody's just on a public holiday. They've just been told to stay indoors. There's just that's.
And when you say stay indoors, do you mean literally don't leave your flat or your home?
No, I mean what I'm seeing now is a progression where people are slowly starting to come out,
right,
and go for an evening walk. But 5 days ago it was just me out. I'm like, this is unbelievable. If you want a cultural experience, you're not going to get this anywhere in the world other than if it's like some kind of war.
Well, it's like being the star of 28 Days Later, I imagine. Or some zombie apocalypse.
Just like, for example, Starbucks closed. Starbucks is never closed. it closes early on Chinese New Year Eve, right?
Yes.
So to see what's going on is just immense.
You don't sound scared. A lot of people here listening will be a little bit surprised that you don't sound more scared. Now, that might be a result of the reporting here being perhaps a little bit more excitable than the reporting there, or a little bit more accurate than the reporting there. But have you been scared at all?
Oh, yeah. When it first hit, I was like, what on the... So the day of Chinese New Year, I went to my gym. There's a notice on the door. It's closed. What? I'm like, I can't go and exercise. I'm trapped. Like, what am I doing here? Get out now. I'm looking at flights. My family's saying, come home, get out. And then you start to think, well, why on earth would I want to go sit on a plane with 200 other people? And I'm going to get it then, and then bring it back to England so everybody hates me. I'm going to have to self-quarantine anyway, so I can't go see. My best mate Wes, he's just had a new kid. He's not going to want to see me, is he?
You can't come here with your coronavirus.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
This is why we voted for Brexit. We don't want you coming over here with your dodgy diseases. What are you playing at? Outrageous behaviour. But
well, exactly. I even thought of this, right? So, for example, if you're Chinese and all these foreigners are getting sent off, you think, well, we're in it together. You don't want to be going around spreading it. I'm thinking, like in the UK when mad cow disease happened, if everyone that, from EU went, right, suddenly, we're off back. Could you imagine what they'd all be saying? Oh, it's all right for them, free NHS while they're here, but as soon as it kicks off, we're on first plane out of here. Well, I don't think so. You've got to stay and just see what's going through.
I admire your resolve, I suppose, but there is a certain logic in taking the exit if it is available, regardless of your origins or your loyalties. But I completely understand where you're coming from. What's the expat community like where you are? Is it? You may not know, you may not be part of it, but I mean.
Well, Nantong's not a huge city. So,
no, I know.
But I say it's not a huge city. There's 7 million people that live here, right? So
it's all relative. It's all relative, isn't it? It's all relative.
Yeah. So I rung my mate yesterday from England, and he's like, "What? You're going out?" He's like, "What? I've only been out like in the last 7 days 2 times. You've got to find life hacks. Things are closed. So my gym were closed. Well, I thought, well, there's only going to be one other place that can't close that's got a gym, a hotel. Because people are here, they're trapped here, they can't go anywhere.
No.
So there I go, having a little, this gym's open, nice. I'm making some new friends. There's new people that I haven't seen before.
When life gives you lemons, Luke, you make lemonade, mate. I can tell it shines off you. It really does. And in fact, I'm interested in you now, not just the coronavirus. How did you end up there?
Oh, James. Well, I mean, I've been coming in on and off to China for a few years.
Right.
But then I found Nantong, and basically, I'm a kindergarten teacher. But, I've got a Chinese grandma that, basically looks after my every needs. It's like being an escort, but for, a 60-year-old woman. So she's obviously looking out for me.
So you're living the life, and is she all right? I mean, are you looking after her as well at this difficult time?
Well, she's fine. We live in separate houses because I won't be able to handle, it's hard enough when I go on holiday, in these 5-star hotels, entertaining her and stuff. But, she said, I'll always say, I'll do exactly what my government said. So if they say, you're coming home, I'm coming home, right?
Right, yes.
And she's like, no, it's fine to stay here, it's fine to stay here. She'll put it off saying, there's cases in Japan now. Well, I'm like, there's more cases in Nantong than there is in the whole of Japan.
Yeah, so we've got 2 in Newcastle as well. I don't know if you're aware of this. There's 2 in Newcastle that have just been identified. And we've got the plane you refer to is everybody on it's been put into quarantine in the Wirral. So briefly, Luke, why were you not on that plane? I mean, you could have got on it, and I understand the argument about not, rats leaving a sinking ship type of thinking. But how hard would it have been for you to get on that aeroplane?
Well, I could have got on it, but then you could think, who wants to spend 2 weeks trapped away in the hospital?
You're stuck in your flat, man.
That's no life, is it? Here, at least. The thing is, I've found out, done research, and I'm seeing that I'm healthy. I need to stay healthy, hence going to the gym, eating fruit, eating soup. Yeah, and when you're staying healthy, that means that your immune system's good. So if you're staying like that, then if you get it, then Well, you mentioned you make a very compelling case, and you mentioned that you've made a lot of new friends, not least in the hotel gym. I can tell you've made quite a lot of new friends in my universe as well. I'll just read you a few. Is Luke on Twitter, James? Please get him back. In the same way that Thursday Afternoon hosts Mystery Hour, can we have Luke from China report every Friday from now on? This Leeds bloke is the best man in the world. Brilliant call. That's from Edward, Matt and Simon. Gary says love his accent. Sean says love this lad from Leeds. Wayne says this lad is a legend. Cheerful in the face of the plague. I'd love a pint with him. Give him a round of applause. And so it continues. So, every cloud. Well, I won't be having a pint because I'm on detox after Christmas, right? That's part of coming back to China after Christmas. You turn up. Even the guy at my gym were like, oh, my God, you're fat now. They just say it as it is here, don't they? So,
I don't know. I thought Leeds was quite plain speaking, Luke. I didn't realise you had to go to China for it.
Well, we're at least a little bit more subtle, aren't we? If you say it first, then it's fine to comment on it. But here, he was straight on it. He was like, oh, yeah. I was like, well, it's Christmas, isn't it? Carb Central. You let yourself go.
Well, you're a legend, and you've made a lot of friends, myself included.
Hold on. The final one, I need to just say this, James. You are my hero.
Oh, stop it.
If it gets me, then at least I've got this chance to speak to you. Honestly, James, I time my day around you. So the fact that I'll leave I'll leave a coffee shop at 6 p.m. so I can walk home when you start. I'm straight in that. I love you, so thank you so much.
Oh, mate, I love you too.
You've told me about the whole of Brexit, and I basically worship you.
Stop it. Stop it now. Did you?
Yeah? Oh, okay. Sorry, I know. That's it. I'm not going to call you ever again now. I'm done. My life's made. The dream came true.
We might call you Luke in China because we are. We need your positivity and optimism, your honesty, and me at least, your adulation. So thanks ever so much, mate.